Hey, Zoe, well, I know you get a lot of that information from NOAA and all those National Weather Service.
There was 2 meteorologists at the National Weather Service in the Bay Area that were fired from these recent cuts. And again, that doesn't seem like a whole lot, but the National Weather Service didn't have a whole lot of money to begin with. They were already working at the lowest capability that they possibly could money-wise, and it just continues to get cut. But I have something behind you. This is from a climate scientist at Stanford. Just to read it out to you all. The now confirmed and rumored additional cuts to come at NOAA are spectacularly short-sighted. Ultimately will deal major self-inflicted wound to the public safety of Americans and the resiliency of the American economy to weather and climate-related disasters. Basically, layman terms of that is we are going to have so much more difficulty getting out the word and getting out the correct information, because for us, it's big fire weather. All of our fire weather capabilities are going to get significantly reduced. All of the firefighters out there who could potentially help, a lot of them were cut. Drought conditions, agriculture, farmers out here, they're not going to have all the access that they need to all of that life-saving information, as well as, you know, the South, tornado season. It's severe weather season in just a couple of weeks. So,
you know, I think of that tsunami warning that we got last year. That was crazy. That came from National Weather Service.
Exactly.
You know?
So we still have National Weather Service. That's not going away, but the fact that they are reducing the number of things that they can do now, things called radio songs, when they lift up the weather balloons in the air, that's how we get all of our information. The less amount of those that we have, the less amount of weather balloons, the less information that we have about the atmosphere, and the less accurate our forecasts are going to be. Because as well as I can forecast myself, the National Weather Service helps us out so much, and we really need them. But what I'll tell you this afternoon is we really need some rain, and a little bit is on the way. Temperatures, because of that incoming system, will be a bit cooler today than what we felt yesterday. So I hope you can all get out and enjoy some beautiful weather, and hopefully enjoy it even despite my rant at the beginning of this. 60s for the inland areas, and all the way into our coastal communities. We'll be seeing those temperatures in the upper 50s. Kind of depends on where you're located, but definitely cooler than yesterday. And our inland area is actually only going to continue to get cooler and cooler from here, as a lot more cloud coverage is going to arrive this afternoon and evening. Again, that's ahead of that incoming frontal system. I do want to take a bigger picture look at what's exactly going on in the atmosphere, because it's really interesting that we can see from space exactly that storm system that is on the way. And it's really interesting that you can see how elongated the jet stream is. This is the telltale sign that severe weather season is on the way, because once the jet stream becomes elongated like this is going to be bringing some severe weather potential across the central United States. For us, though, no severe weather potential. This is going to be bringing us the very slight chance for just a little bit of rain, and it's really not even going to be all that much. If we take a look at the ground once again, we can show you the amount of rain that we're expecting through tonight. It's really not a whole lot. This very light moving round of rain will be arriving to San Francisco, I'd say about 7 o'clock, pushing a bit further inland throughout the later evening hours and into the overnight hours. There is going to be a little bit more isolated to scattered activity that should stick around into early tomorrow morning, but it's really not going to last much longer than that. Tomorrow afternoon, we will likely be remaining dry across most of the Bay Area. So it is not going to be a super high rain event by any means, and it's likely only going to drop a couple of hundredths to maybe a tenth of an inch of rainfall, just depending on where you're located. But either way, we are seeing the end of the high pressure. You can see that big dome of it that's been dominating. That is not going to be bringing us as nice weather this afternoon, as again, clouds are quickly approaching. There's a good amount of fog early this morning. That low pressure system will continue to move overhead overnight tonight and into early tomorrow. We'll be in between storm systems late tomorrow afternoon and into Monday, and there is the potential for a little bit more activity next week, but unfortunately for us, it does look like a lot of that activity is actually going to miss us. And even today in tonight's storm system, not really going to be much of a storm system. It will bring some light rainfall. That rainfall will be a lot more sporadic and isolated tomorrow, and not much more than the early morning hours. By the afternoon, in fact, you could even see a few more peaks of sunshine. So do not cancel any Sunday afternoon plans that you have. Maybe earlier in the morning, push them back to later in the day. But either way, we are going to continue to see these cooler conditions sticking around at least through the beginning parts of the upcoming week. Kelsey, back to you.
Great. Thanks, Zoe.